What's up, people? It is Mason here, back here with a get out of the way, StreamYard comments. We are back here again with another podcast, Wrestling with Wrestling podcast, Wrestlemania. Of course, happened last week, night one and night two. And we'll be reviewing all the matches, so from night one and night two. And now, of course, I'm joined by my usual guest, of course, Jesse. How you doing?
Good, bro. You?
Yeah, I'm doing well. I'm doing well. A bit of injury at the moment for me, but I'm all right besides that. So, but of course, night WrestleMania, of course, was last week. It was very early for me. Of course, I've had to stay up 1 till 4 to watch both shows. So
Wow.
I felt,
Oh,
I
that's
felt,
rough.
I felt like a zombie, but it's better watching it live than watching it in the morning, in my opinion. So, but yeah, of course, we had night one, which was a Saturday, and night two. So we'll be discussing night one first, of course, and reviewing all the matches and giving our
Hey,
discussions
Mason, your
on the.
camera has stopped.
It's because I'm on a website. Quickly,
Oh.
I'll be back in a minute. Hold on. It will. Here we go. I'm back. So yeah, we'll be. Let's go straight to it. So night one, we started off with Austin Theory versus John Cena, the Invisible Man. Jesse probably didn't like that match. But yeah,
I thought
Jesse,
it was so bad.
Jesse, go straight for it, man, because I know you want to get it off your chest.
It's just like Austin Theory is not too bad. Honestly, he's getting better, but John Cena is just so out of practice that this is not the time for you to get your stuff back together. Like, it was a poor start to the show, and thankfully it recovered, in my opinion. But yeah, I was just completely unimpressed.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. I thought it could be a bit better. I don't think it was bad in my opinion. I don't think it was good. I don't think it was bad. I think it was okay. I think Theory, if Cena was with someone who wasn't talented like Theory, I think it could have been a disaster. But Cena just looks rusty. But we can't expect that from Cena. He hasn't been in the ring since December, and he doesn't wrestle consistently like people like Brock Lesnar or Roman Reigns and all that. And I think the finish ruined it a little bit more. If you want to build, and I think some people were saying this, if you want to build Austin Theory as a future, beat John Cena cleanly. Not like that. He didn't have to win dirty. I think if he won cleanly,
like when they did the ref bump, I'm like, this is not a match that needs a ref bump, guys. Like, what are we doing? Like, and then like he had the visual tap. I was like, you didn't really put over Cena. Theory, and you didn't make Cena look any better either. Like, that was a misfire, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. But it got better with the next match, and this is a match that everyone was sleeping on.
Here, I was.
I wasn't. I think I was the only one who was saying this match is going to be a banger, and I was completely right. Of course, I said in the preview, I think this match is going to be a good match. I think people are sleeping on it. By looking at the talents that were in the match, which I was right. Ricochet and Strowman look really good together, surprisingly. The Viking Raiders, for their size, are incredible athletes.
Yes, they are.
Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins are absolutely fantastic. Like, both of them are brilliant. And then Chad Gable and Otis are very talented. And Chad Gable, man, this guy needs a push. This guy.
You got to give me. What are your? I'm going to give you the top 3 spots, and you tell me which is the best one. The Chaos Theory on Braun Strowman, that was unreal. That's the rolling suplex when he just lifted Chad Gable, when he lifted Braun Strowman.
That was brilliant.
That was crazy. The shooting star press that Ricochet hit, that dude nearly landed on his feet. Like,
I mean, and then Angelo Dawkins just coming out of nowhere, just literally taking out Strowman. Everything was mad. Like, honestly, it wasn't long, but again, it was so good. But again, I think the tag team division is the strongest point right now, in my opinion,
That's fair.
in WWE because
The men's
we'll get
tag team,
the men's tag team, not the women's. We'll get to that later on.
because
Honestly,
they've even killed it farther. I don't know if you've noticed.
mm. Yeah.
Anyway,
But yeah, of course, the men's was phenomenal.
no, that was a great match. So I ordered Chinese food for the night, and I nearly choked on it because I kept going, oh. when, when Ricochet hit that shooting star press, you heard Michael Cole lost it when he did that.
Yeah, Titus O'Neil was losing it too.
Oh,
I
that's
think
right, Titus O'Neil.
I love Titus O'Neil. I think he was brilliant. But
Vince
yeah,
Worldwide,
it was a great match. But yeah, I enjoyed that match. So
that definitely helped pick up the night for sure.
yeah, I think after the first match, it got people slightly going, which I think it was good. A good idea now why they done that.
Yeah.
So yeah, next up, Logan Paul and Seth Rollins. Um,
I mean,
we knew it was going to be a good match. But we did not expect KSI to come out in a bloody prime bottle and get
oh,
frog splashed out of nowhere. That we did not expect. So
you know
it was
what
a
I didn't know
great
about
match.
KSI? I've never watched a KSI video. He's just past my realm of YouTube. I didn't realize he was the cat that did the that is so bizarre. I
Yeah,
got no knowledge of it. I've heard that meme 1,000 times. I had no idea that was KSI. But that's his partner with Prime, right?
yeah.
I thought that was gonna be like Jake Paul, so I'm happier it was
I thought it was
KSI.
going to be Jake Paul. I thought it was going to be my boy Nico. I don't know if you've heard of him.
No,
Nico is a popular British YouTuber, and
um,
he done the exact same thing to KSI when KSI had a boxing match. He came out in a prime bottle, so I thought, oh, it could be Nico, and then it was KSI. But nah, the match itself, we knew it was going to be good because you know what? I don't respect Logan Paul as a person, but I respect him as a wrestler. He's absolutely fantastic
and with Seth
performer,
Rollins, you knew it was
and
gonna
with
be
and Seth Rollins, of
four
course. So
stars.
mixing them two together was great, and
Did you see Rollins came out with the Jeff Jarrett?
he looked like a chocolate rapper.
Did
He looked like a chocolate. I was like, okay, he looked like a chocolate rabbit, but
you see behind the scenes when he was getting ready to go on stage and Becky Lynch was like, "Oh, I want to wear that." And he's like, "I told you it's gonna be grand."
yeah, but yeah, the match itself was good. I think that KSI spot was just that was legendary,
Yeah,
to be honest. But yeah, great match,
and
brilliant
you know
match.
what? Fair play.
And I didn't expect Rollins to win that. To be fair, I thought Logan
Me
was going to win
either.
that.
I thought that was gonna be Logan too.
No,
And
I thought it
fair
was
play to
Logan.
KSI. He sold it the whole time. I kept checking. He laid out the entire time. So that's good. That's good. Good heel work.
That is great heel work. Next up, we've got the women's tag team match: Becky Lynch, Lita, and Trish. I think a very distracting bit happened during the match. You know, um, I'm gonna say no comment. Damage
Oh,
versus
I
damage
missed
control.
it.
You
I
missed
must have
it.
missed it.
Oh, you missed it. Trish had quite a nice outfit going on, and we'll move on. We'll move on for the let's not mention the attire. Let's just mention the match. Let's mention the match. Yeah, the match itself
Meh.
was actually better than I expected it to be. I wasn't hyped for it, but it was better than I expected to be. I thought it was decent. Um, you know, I feel bad for Damage Control really because like they have been trying their best. They've been really good heels, but they're just not getting the results. They don't look like a serious team at all now. After
Um,
losing to Bailey, they lost to Bianca Belair. Of course, they lost them. They lost to Asuka and Alexa at one point. Then they lost in the War Games match, and then Bailey, of course, lost the match in the six women's tag team. So
they're
Damage
not really
Control.
controlling anything, are they?
No, clearly not. But nah, it was a decent match. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I
But I
mean, you could
think
definitely tell that Trish and Lita haven't had the ring time that like Lita has had, but they did their moves. Trish hit the Stratisfaction. Um,
I
she
don't
hit
want to.
the chick kick. Lita hit that moonsault.
And her attire was very distracting the whole night. I'm joking. Yeah, I'm joking. Listen, guys, listen. It's a joke. Relax. Take a chill pill. All right.
It's just a bit of banter.
It's just a banter, you know. And plus,
Yeah, but I mean,
Trish is my crush anyway. She is.
oh, dude, I named my first car. My first car was a Dodge Stratus, and I named it the Stratosphere. So,
Yeah. So
you
yeah,
know, I mean, the match, like you said, is fine.
it was fine
It
for what it was.
it didn't over deliver like the men's showcase. It was just
But they were never gonna overshadow that. Let's be as much as there was talented women in there.
I mean, the Avalanche manhandle slam was cool, but like you said, it was fine.
It was fine for what it is. Next up though, this was probably the best women's match of the whole effing show. At the women's, Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair. Um, wow. I can't say much about Rhea and Charlotte, but they just love putting on bangers, don't they?
Did you see that suplex that Charlotte took?
Yeah.
She landed right on her face, man.
She looked like 40 years old. If you told me Charlotte looks about 30 and you showed me that picture of her at WrestleMania, she looked like a 40-year-old Karen. What's happened? I'm not big. Listen, guys. She's a great wrestler, but
well,
I'm not going to get too. I'm not.
They might have been really trying to show how much better Rhea was then. Like, they may have wanted Rhea to look younger and fresher, and like Charlotte Flair, because Charlotte Flair's after time off. She's like,
honestly, why did she need time again? She's like, she's just literally asking for time off after time off after time off, like
because she can do it.
Yeah,
she's like Roman Reigns. She can do it. Like it's because she can. They're not gonna stop her. Are they gonna? If they could you imagine if they tried to release Charlotte Flair, the wrestling landscape would fall apart trying to sign her. Like there would be the craziest bidding war. Like MJF is talking about the bidding war. All of the promotions would be tripping over themselves to sign Charlotte Flair. So, and especially with and then if we don't have to see Ric Flair anymore, I'd be happy with that. That guy is getting awkward for me, but it was a very good match. The right person won.
Thank God.
What do you think about the end of the match? Because a lot of people were annoyed with how much they were focusing on Charlotte instead of Rhea. And I have to admit it was annoying too. I didn't get as mad as other people got because I do think it was like I think she was doing the like I'm okay, this is in good hands. I'm glad she won, but they showed her a lot. Like Rhea didn't get as much of the main point as she should have, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think I get what you mean with that bit. Okay, show her once that she's disappointed, but they didn't need to show her 3 times. I agree with people on that bit. That's a bit, bit annoying.
I did the same thing for what's her with the redhead chick's name we just talked about? Becky. When Becky lost to
Bianca.
Was it Bianca the second time in Hell in a Cell, and she was like throwing a tantrum
outside
of the ring?
Yeah, it was the triple threat match between Asuka, Becky, and Bianca.
Yeah, I was like, okay, we get it. You want to keep them strong, but you're supposed to be focusing on the winner right now. So
yeah,
again, great match. I don't know if it's the best of all time, like people are saying. For me,
it's hard. It's hard for me because I think there's another match that I still think is one of the best. People might forgot about.
Well, I still think the best of all time for me right now is Bianca versus Sasha Banks at WrestleMania. That's my my ticket for the best match of all time.
I've got a different one. I've gone for different. I've gone for Mickey versus Trish Stratus 2006. What? I think that was a great match, though.
Oh, I thought you were talking about because of the undertones.
No, not a bit. No.
Okay, fair enough. That's a very good. Otherwise, yes, that's a very good match.
For that generation, the women killed it for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get why people say it though. It is really.
It was very good. It was very good.
Very good. But yeah, and then main event, we actually finally got.
Whoa. You're skipping the entrance of the night. Rey Mysterio, Dominic
Oh
Mysterio.
yeah, guys, I am so sorry.
Dominic came in.
Oh, Dominic, yeah,
Unbelievable.
and he got spanked,
Oh,
and then he got spanked with the
he got
belt. Oh,
spanked, and then his mom smacked him, and then he threw a trick in his sister's face. That
all I
was
got to say is, what is his sister wearing? Why was his sister wearing a swimsuit underneath a thing?
it's a bodysuit.
Was it a bodysuit? I thought it was
It's
a
a bodysuit.
swimsuit.
No, yeah,
I
it's a
thought she was
bodysuit.
wearing. I thought she was wearing a swimsuit. I was like, she's wearing a swimsuit at WrestleMania?
No, it's just a bodysuit because she knew she was going to be on camera, so she didn't want to be showing all her bits, you know. But
Fair point.
okay, so do you have a big problem this year? Because this year I felt like it was very noticeable. Do you have a big problem with all the product placement? Because usually I don't make too much of a deal out of it. This year it was really obnoxious. Was it just me?
What do you mean by production?
The product placement, like all the advertisements.
Oh yeah, that was a pain. I
Like
agree with that.
this blood feud between father and son is brought to you by Golden Crunch or whatever it was.
And there was a Gold Crunch. What was it? Mascot outside.
Did you see who that was? They revealed who that was. Did you see?
Who is it?
It's So Ruka from NXT.
Oh
Yeah.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
But you gotta watch more NXT. NXT is like
I did. I watched the pay-per-view. I watched some of the segments from Tuesday. It was really good. Really good.
Better than Raw.
The pay-per-view was good. I enjoyed the pay-per-view. Really enjoyed it.
But yeah, the match itself was fine. I like Ray coming out to Latino Heat. That was pretty
that
good.
was brilliant. I thought he still looks good though for his age. I gotta be honest. Ray still looks fantastic.
Oh my gosh, yeah, and I think that they should have had Dominic win personally, but it was still good out of the way.
It was a good bit. I think they've done a good film moment, but I got to admit though that turnbuckle bit where he landed his head, but brutal.
Yeah, was that your shucky ducky crack moment of the match?
For God's sake,
that's Booker T.
Is that what Booker T says?
That's your shucky ducky crack moment.
Booker T says anything on TV.
He just opens his mouth and just doesn't even care about what's gonna come out.
Well, except for the time where he said the being on WCW to him in front of Mean
you know what? You have to go back and watch that, and you have to watch Sherry Terry in the back.
Yeah, I saw that.
Sherry. I've never noticed her before, but her face is so priceless.
And she was like trying to play it off.
Yeah, she was still trying. But no. And then let me make sure we're not missing anything here.
Pat McAfee and The Miz. That was an impromptu match.
Who was it against The Miz in the first night again?
Pat McAfee.
McAfee.
He's back.
Oh, I miss McAfee so much. And you know what? I love how annoyed Corey Graves gets when he sees McAfee. Like, I always love how, like, everyone says that Cole looks like your dog after you come back home and your dog's like, oh, you're back. But I love how angry Corey Graves got. Corey Graves has really gone up in my book. Like, I used to not care for him, but the last year or so, he's really, like, stepped it up for me. He's, especially with McAfee, he's so funny.
Absolutely, yeah.
All right, then now we can get to the main event.
Jimmy Uso, the Usos versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn for the tag team. I drew up. I'm glad it main evented it. I had a feeling it would main event, but I'm glad it did in the end. I thought, again, it reminds me of Roman and Cody's match, which we'll get to. It starts off a bit slow, but then it gets better throughout. And I think, people might not like the false finish pinfalls, but for that particular moment, I kind of like it because you think it kind of reminds me of what Sammy did against Roman at Chamber.
Oh,
you think he's going to win at one point, and then kicks out at two. But I thought it was a great match.
People were upset about the result, but that was a great match.
It was a great match. I thought the result was fine. The result was good. It happened.
We're gonna talk about night 2 later, but no, I agree. Cool. I thought it was great that Sammy and KO won. I thought that was the right call. I'm gonna put it this way, Mason. I'm gonna tell you something, and then you tell me if you agree with it, because I kind of agree with it. It's not official, but it feels like Triple H ran night one and Vince ran night two because it felt like everything happened the way it should have happened in night one. And then night two, I don't know about you, I feel like it went off the rails for me personally. But I don't know. What do you think about that?
I could see where they're coming from. I think there was, I don't know if there was any. It's hard to judge, really. It's hard to say because we don't know who done it or not. But
Sure.
I can kind
But
of see where people are getting from Vince ran it
um
because of the main event and the maybe the first match, maybe. I'm not too sure, but
sure. I also like how it feels like I like the three haluva kicks to Jay of all people. I thought that was very good.
yeah.
And
But yeah, great match, great match. I think it was a great main event, absolutely brilliant main event. And it was
absolutely,
great,
yeah.
and it was great to have a tag. Do you know what? It was great to have a tag match main event wrestle. I think this is the first ever tag team title match to main event WrestleMania.
You might be right. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe since WrestleMania one, maybe.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah,
But,
WrestleMania one. Yeah, WrestleMania one actually was
but
the
there's probably not too many to choose from, you know?
yeah. So you know what? Fair enough. They
Yeah.
delivered, and you know what? The men's tag team division, killing it, absolutely killing it.
What would you give night one altogether? If you do you like grade? Do you like letter grades or you like number grades?
Number grades, I prefer that.
Out of 10, out of 5.
Out of 10. We'll do out of
Out of
10.
10, would you give night one?
I'm stuck between 8 or 9. I don't know.
I go 9. I go 9.
I would go 9 for night one personally because
Yeah. I think
I
the
think
only misstep was Theory and Cena, and it wasn't like it was god awful. It just was boring.
yeah,
But I would go with the 9 for night one.
yeah. So, but now on to night two. We kicked off with Brock Lesnar versus Omos.
Which was better
Um,
than it had
then
any
what
right to be.
I thought it was going to be worse. I genuinely thought it was going to be worse.
Yeah, me too. I thought it was pretty decent, all things considered.
Yeah, it was decent for what it was.
You know what? I like how they booked it too because they made Omos look really strong and really Brock Lesnar was selling his ass off for Omos.
Brock
Omos
Lesnar,
looked better.
Brock,
He looked better than I've seen him in a long time.
Brock Lesnar is one of the best sellers in WWE, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
I've never paid attention to that, and many people say that, and I think you're right.
Yeah,
Because
if you go and watch his matches, the best one to watch is the Extreme Rules 2013 against Triple H in a steel cage. And Brock was just selling his injuries like mad. He was getting when he went on the cage and Triple H was sitting in the steel chairs, he was
you remember
screaming
him at
and
you remember him in Crown Jewel against Bobby Lashley? He
yeah,
looked
yeah.
like he legitimately got the ever living beaten out of him. No, I agree with you there. Almost looked good. Brock rallied at the end, hit 2 moves and pinned him, and I thought that was very good. I thought it was all right. I thought for a match that really didn't need to happen, in my opinion, it was
Yeah,
pretty good.
absolutely. But yeah, it was decent. It actually, again, not a, I thought it was going to be worse, but yeah, it was a decent match for what it was. I thought it could have been worse, but yeah, decent. You're right, fair play. And yeah, um, do we have to talk about the next match?
The showcase,
Yeah.
I mean, it was what it was. They tried.
What was the
Um,
why? Why did Ronda and Shayna? Why couldn't Shayna just turn on Ronda? I would have got into that if that happened. If Shayna just turned on Ronda, I would have said, okay, thank God something
because
interesting happened.
you know
But
why? They're gonna
no.
take the belts off of Becky and Lita. That's why.
Oh, for God's sake.
You know they are.
Ronda
Ronda
can't.
apparently is injured, and Shayna might have picked up an injury. I saw. But you know that's what's gonna happen. Ronda and Shayna are gonna beat Becky and Lita for the belts. You know it's gonna happen.
It's going to be this. Just retire the tag team titles, please. Just retire them.
You know the what? You know what? The NXT women's tag team is better than this.
I don't know, because I skipped that match, to be fair. As soon as I saw the title match, I was like, nah, I ain't watching the
I'm
tag team
telling
title
you,
match.
in
Skipped it.
comparison, they're better. They pay more attention to them for whatever that's worth.
Oh, yeah. But this one, man, it was forgettable. Liv Morgan is so overhyped. I'm going to say it right now. She's
Oh,
too Oh,
Oh,
she's too over.
I could hear Twitter exploding right now.
Oh, screw Twitter, screw the Karens who type behind the keyboard and all that negativity. Um, nah, I just, she's getting better, but I don't see that overhype with her. And Ronda, why did she have to? She didn't do anything in that match, and then she goes and do that to Liv. I will stick up for Liv for that bit because what was the point of that?
Yeah.
It just made Liv look worse. You
Also,
know,
why is Shotzi not coming out with the tank? It's WrestleMania.
it's WrestleMania. Get a
If
double
there's ever
tank,
going
a
to be a
big,
time,
big double tank of her for Natalia. Boom.
yeah, there's ever going to be a time, it should have been then. But yeah, we could kind of that's enough said on that. Let's
Yeah.
move on.
All right. Next up, honestly, banger after banger, banger after banger. Sheamus, Gunter, and Drew McIntyre. I think this is match of the night from of both nights. Controversial, but these three again just
No, I don't
deliver.
think that's a controversial opinion. You know,
I don't know. Some people might disagree, but I think Gunter. I think Gunter. I will say this now about people saying Gunter didn't do much in the match. Please go and watch the match back. Yes, okay, Gunter wasn't part of the last 5 minutes. But the reason why he wasn't part of the last 5 minutes is because he came into the match in the end, attacked Sheamus and Drew from behind, got back into the match, powerbombed them, and won the match. That's called smart strategy, guys.
yeah, I was kind of surprised they didn't put the belt on the Sheamus, but
Yeah,
after
I thought they
after
were going to put Sheamus.
reflection, it makes sense now. Because I honestly thought, right? Honestly, I thought it was gonna be Gunter loses, and then he chases Corey. Who's Corey? He chases Cody for the title. That's how I thought it was gonna play out. Obviously, it didn't happen like that at all. But
Mm.
nah, it was a very good match. You heard that there's like rumor that like Drew is teasing that he's done because
Let's go.
he picked up the pin, and the dirt sheets are saying that they're still in contract negotiations, and that they're way off, and like this is the last year. Like they're in the last like I think it's gonna expire by the end of SummerSlam if they don't get a renewal. And again, just like Charlotte Flair, you will watch the wrestling landscape melt to get a hold of Drew McIntyre, especially if he doesn't have to do that nice family stuff. You know, if he could be like hardcore Drew McIntyre, yeah, I'm telling you right now that the world is going to explode to get his talents. But we'll see. He might
Yeah,
still stay, but
hopefully. It
you
was a
know,
great match. Great match, though.
I
Absolutely
it was it
fantastic.
was just phenomenal. It was just I felt at one point either one of those guys are going to win it. Like they had me selling on more than a few of those finishes. Like
I think that was the match that was definitely not done by Vince. And true facts, guys, if you don't know this actually match was produced by Abyss, who was a wrestler in TNA.
that's right. I
Uh,
forgot about that. You're right.
yeah, Abyss was and I can kind of see why they did the style, why Abyss done that. Because if you don't know Abyss, he was a hard hitting guy in TNA who was kind of similar style to that, but also did some hardcore matches, of course. But nah, get Abyss to produce some matches like that if he's going to make matches like that.
I
Because
mean, come on. Like, how scary is it that somebody like Gunter does a top rope splash?
Gunter
Like,
is honestly future WWE champion.
that's what I was thinking. I thought it was gonna be him and Cody having like a year long battle. Like, I thought Cody would win at SummerSlam, and then maybe Gunter would win at like um what's that I can't think of the other place now. The
Detroit?
match last year with the Usos, the War Games match. What the hell is that? Survivor Series. Like
Devices.
maybe Gunter wins the Survivor Series, and then like they meet up back up again at the Royal Rumble. Like maybe Gunter this time wins the Royal Rumble. Like I thought that that's how that was gonna go, and you know it could still, but no, I thought it was very good. I'm not gonna argue with you that it was a match of the night.
Absolutely. Credit to Sheamus though again and Gunter and all that because those two killed it. And Drew, of course, always puts on a banger with Sheamus. You know, that's what I mean. You got Sheamus and Gunther who's had great matches. Drew and Sheamus has also had some banging matches. So you put that all together, icing on the cake.
I
Phenomenal.
agree.
You know, and yeah, brilliant match. Honestly, match of the night. And I'm not disappointed. You know what? I don't care if any one of them wins that match, to be honest. That match, I really didn't
Same.
care who won it
I
because,
could have. I wanted
all,
Sheamus to win it, but I was fine with either.
yeah. And all those Karens and moany, whingy little bitches on TikTok and Twitter moan about Gunther retaining and wanting Sheamus to win. Be grateful you've actually got a good Intercontinental champion. Because when I was bloody 8 years old and all that, I used to have watch Dolph Ziggler and Mids do stupid storylines about bloody putting shaving cream on your fucking chest. So be grateful.
Well, think about that. A three-way match for the title and no Americans.
That's what I mean.
Like it was two.
I think
It was
I
two
think
Brits.
it's just
No,
ridiculous.
excuse me. It was a Brit, an Irishman. It was a
And
Brit, an Irishman, and a Austrian.
Austrian, yeah.
Yeah.
It's madness. Speaking of Britain, AEW's coming to Wembley. So, you know, I'm not the biggest fan of AEW. I admit I've said this to loads of people. I haven't watched AEW properly in weeks. I watched some of the segments,
You got to get
but
back into it. I'm telling you.
I'm going to be hopefully getting tickets on May the 5th, Wembley.
Save up
And, you know,
now.
depending on the price. Yeah, I've got money. You know, I'm going to try and save as much money as I can. And fingers crossed, I will be going to Wembley and watch my first ever wrestling event. So we'll have to wait and see. But
That
yeah,
would be a great first ever event.
yeah, Wembley, you know, be good. But yeah, back to WrestleMania, of course. But yeah, next up is Bianca versus Asuka.
So this was the only match that you and I disagreed on in our preview, and it's the
Yeah,
only match I think we still disagree on, right?
yeah. I honestly, when I saw
Here's my
Bianca
thing.
pin Asuka on
Let
screen,
me
I
make my
wanted to cry.
case. Let me
Yeah,
make my case, and then you make your case. Okay.
yeah.
I love Asuka. I like Asuka a lot. I don't think that they built her up anywhere near enough to take out Bianca. Asuka was getting taken to the limit by the likes of like Nikki Cross. Like every time Asuka was in the match, she was struggling until she hit them with the mist. Bianca reversed the mist and picked up the win. So like her only ace in the hole, she turned it around on. So personally, I would have been fine if she lost it to Asuka. You know, I'm a big Bianca stan. I would have been fine if she lost to Asuka, but I thought the booking hadn't been strong enough to put Asuka over, and I thought it was the right call to keep Bianca as the champion. You go now.
Yeah. No, I think listen, Bianca's a great wrestler. I think she could put a decent match on. It's just I think her title reign itself, I'm not I don't know if it's her or it's the booking, but it's just not been personally for me, I think a year title reign's been way too long for in my opinion. I think her rivalries have not been great. Her booking's not been great, and I think her character itself, it's kind of like I don't take her seriously. I honestly do not take her seriously. Now with Oscar, if you told me the Oscar before the Royal Rumble, I'd say no. Don't. I'd definitely say yeah, put Bianca over. But looking at Oscar from the Royal Rumble, I thought the way I look at it, making Oscar look dominating. Put her in the chamber. She won the chamber. She looked really good in the chamber. They built this character up. Bring her clown character up. They make her look strong and they make her believable to beat Bianca. And I thought, well, this is the time to push Asuka again because people's loving the character. She's made to look strong. I think Bianca's character at this point is the title reign's getting a bit boring, and I think Bianca's losing, chemistry with the fans, and she's not been having greatest rivalries. Her matches have been decent, but her rivalries and her style, like her promo styles and character development, hasn't been great. Well, Asuka, of course, character has been just this quiet badass who's dominating in the ring and all that. But look, I like Bianca as a wrestler, but I felt like this was the time for her to lose it because Asuka's character from the Royal Rumble has been looking unbelievably dominant and making her look like she was the next champion. That's the only problem I had.
See, I gotta disagree with you because she's been winning, but she hasn't been dominant.
I think
Like
she's been dominant.
she's been getting her butt kicked until the last second, where she missed somebody, and then she hits them with the submission. But like Nikki Cross took her to the town, like gave her
Yeah,
quite a match, and I don't have a problem with Nikki Cross, but they haven't been building her strong either. Is my point.
yeah, I get what you mean. I get what you mean, but
And you don't want to see a Survivor Series match between Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair. Like you want to talk about like the tagline big beefy men, was it big sweaty men smacking meat or whatever it is? Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley, they could literally tear down a house. You
that's
wouldn't
what
want
I
to see
mean.
that at
And that's
a
why I
SummerSlam?
think also the booking is very poor because listen. Rhea Ripley against Charlotte. I'm glad Rhea's won one title, but if I would rather have Rhea winning the women's one like Bianca's title, so then we can actually get Bianca versus Asuka. I know Charlotte. No, sorry, Bianca and Rhea. I know Rhea and Charlotte had arguably a great match, and so did Bianca and Asuka. But if you think of it, Rhea and Bianca, we've been waiting for months anyway. Put those two together, let Rhea win that one, but then let Bianca and Rhea tear it up. I would rather have that. I think that's also kind of the booking that was like a bit disappointing too.
Fair
So,
enough.
I think they could have done better. I think, in my opinion. And I'm going to be honest, I'm just not. I think some people, including me, are getting kind of tired with Bianca Belair as a champion, in my opinion, because, like I said, her promos are all that. She had character and all that. It's just not made her look more.
This
She
honestly
does it.
could
I
be.
think, in my opinion, she just doesn't look like a serious champion. I don't think she looks serious, in my
Do you think
opinion.
this could be a difference in the cultures of the British culture and American culture?
Could be, could be.
Because I watch, me, I watch Cultaholic a lot,
Mm,
and they always mention that in the main, British people don't tend to like overly confident people unless they're heels. Like they don't like their baby faces being overly confident.
hmm
Where in American culture, that's very much the opposite. Like the more confident you appear, the more people in America tend to like you.
It's not just
And
confident. I just want a champion who's more serious, and you know what I mean, like not one who's like standing there looking completely shocked or like what the fuck and all that face and all that when Oscar done the mist and all that, and
she
you know
blocked it though, or
no,
she
but like
ducked it.
well, watching those Raw segments, you got
Oh
Oscar
yeah,
kicking
yeah,
the
yeah.
shit out of them, and Bianca's looking like she's just shat herself or something like that. I'm like,
Oh yeah, that's a fair point. That's a fair
you're
point.
supposed to look like a serious, and this is not just happened from that. It's also been with other rivalries. He just doesn't look serious compared to someone like Rhea Ripley or someone like that. She doesn't look serious. And Charlotte, I hate Charlotte, but she doesn't let anyone do shit and all that. You know what I mean? But I
That's
just
true.
don't, you know what I mean? That's why I
That's
think
true.
personally, I don't take her seriously, and that's why I was like,
And, that's a fair point. That's a fair point. I can't dispute that.
yeah. But yeah, I thought it was a great match. I was just like, the ending kind of for me was like, I wish Arsenal would have won it, but
You know what?
it's
I
still a
didn't mind the
great
end
match.
though. I like the end where
Oh yeah,
Oscar reversed the kiss of death into the Oscar lock, and then Bianca just powered out of it, put her back in the kiss of death, and then hit it. That was a pretty good sequence.
yeah. I get what you mean with that. I get what you mean by that, but yeah, a good match. So, and then next up, honestly, some people really pissed me off with the reaction of this match. Finn Balor versus Edge, the Demon, but I just want to say right now that that Edge entrance was fire.
Wait,
No
people
pun,
didn't like
no,
it.
no pun. Yeah, some people didn't like it.
Oh, I thought it was really fun.
Mate, they do not. They were literally, people were just like, what is this? I'm like, mate, there's fire in the background. Edge came out looking like a badass, and you got my band Slayer in the background, playing in the background. Of
One
course I'm gonna
criticism
like
I
it.
heard. One
Huh?
criticism I heard was that they gotta stop saying Brood Edge when the Brood wasn't out there. Which I mean, fine, I get it, but I
But
think it's
I
more like
get what they are doing though. Because
I think it's like his
the brood,
mentality.
the brood is like the vampire thing. So
It's
Edge
just,
had to go deep
yeah,
down in hell or something like that.
that's what I
Gone deep
thought
down
too.
to
Yeah,
find his dark side, and that's why he came out like that.
and can I
People are
tell you
not
something? I
people are not getting it.
miss I miss Finn Balor's old entrance more than I realized.
Yeah, that
He
was
does
good.
oh,
What about the purple face paint? I thought I kind of liked that purple
me
face
too.
paint. It was something
I
different.
cannot stand Judgment Day. I find Judgment Day so boring.
Really?
And definitely when Finn Balor was Finn Balor before Judgment Day, like that's when. So like seeing him a little bit, just a little bit, I missed it so much. What do you think of the match?
Oh, the match was great.
You know what? A lot of people don't like that it was short, but you also
That's because of
complain
the
about
injury.
how long Edge matches can go.
Oh
And
yeah.
Finn Balor got busted open.
Yeah,
Like,
I was gonna say he had to have 10 stitches after the match
yeah,
because
like he
the
got
ladder
cracked
the
open. Yeah.
ladder literally hits. I thought personally he bladed or something. I thought they broke the rules, but then I looked back at it, but there's no blade on the thing,
He just got cracked.
and it got cracked. I thought, but
I
credit to
mean,
Finn
they
though.
did what they could. Like
Credit to Finn though for carrying
he just
on.
got
You know,
stapled. Like they were like pop, 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 go. Like he was.
he was like staple that shit, which is fair enough. And but I could see
The Irish
Edge.
are hard bastards.
But
So
did you see Edge in the background? He was pissed. He was like, he wanted his match to carry on. He was
yeah, I
just,
mean,
he had to try and do something while Finn was getting stable. But it
and
was
then
a
when he
great
started
match.
just throwing a bunch of weapons out,
Yeah,
yeah,
I
no,
don't know
it was
why.
it was all right. You know, like
It's not the worst. I thought for Hell in a Cell it looked a bit more brutal than past Hell in a Cell matches compared. And it was good to see the steel Hell in a Cell, not the shitty red one that looks like
yeah, agreed.
McDonald's playground.
It does look at McDonald's playground. Yeah,
Yeah. So it's good to see the proper steel one back, and
yeah,
yeah,
agreed,
it was
agreed.
a great match. Shame it was a bit, shame about the injury, but I think it added a little bit. I know it was a bad injury, but it also made it look a bit more brutal. But a great match, and I think the ending people are not understanding. If it was normal Edge who beat the Demon, I'd totally get it why people get mad. But to say the Demon got buried is an understatement because yes, the Extreme Rules one made him look buried because that stupid ending, but this one wasn't a stupid ending. This
I
was,
think they need to retire it though.
I think they do, and I think next time if they do bring it back, he's got to win it. You can't
Like
lose
he's lost what
twice,
two straight at least.
two straight in a row. But it's not. I don't get why people saying, "Well, it's Edge. Edge is not like this or that." I'm like, people don't understand. Edge, it's not a normal Edge. This is Brood Edge. This is more than dangerous Edge. You know what I mean? Yes, this thing's got his demon, but this is technically
Hey,
like the demon
Brood
side of
Edge.
Edge.
Didn't he come back at was it Clash when he came back at Clash? Right, he was Brood Edge then, wasn't
He came back at SummerSlam last year.
he? Yeah.
Yeah,
So
he
was it
came back.
Clash? Is what I'm thinking about when he came out with the Luchador mask. Was that
Uh,
Clash?
Clash of the Castle.
Yeah. So he's been Brood Edge for like a while now. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, I
so
agree with you. Yeah, I agree with you.
people need to get it's not normal Edge. And if people are getting how's he Brew Edge when he came out by himself? He's gone down the deep end to hell. This is the story, and I got it straight away. I was like, yeah, I got it. He went down the hell or something like that. Tried to find his old ways back. Found someone showed him his old self. He got into his old self, Brood Edge, came back and faced Finn Balor in Hell in a Cell. That is the story.
So Mason, do you think Edge should tell these people? You think you know me?
Oh, for God's sake.
Okay.
Main
Moving on now.
event.
I gotta do my best personation. Ready? Ladies and gentlemen.
Hold on, no. We forgot about Shane Torn My Squad McMahon versus
Oh my
The
gosh,
Miz.
that's right. Oh yeah, talk about that.
Well, you could tell he's Vince McMahon's son, can't you?
Oh my god. So I thought he did his knee, right?
Yeah.
I thought it was his knee, and then everyone was like, and Twitter was like, "Oh my god, he did his quad just
God.
like his dad." And then shout out to
The Snoop
Snoop
Dogg.
Dogg. That was fantastic. He did the slowest but the best people's elbow I've ever seen. And you know what? Snoop Dogg is what, in his 50s or 60s,
Snoop
and
Dogg,
he
Snoop
jumped
Dogg's a
all
G.
the way up to do that elbow.
Yeah,
That was a good. I was like, "What you do to my man, fool?"
yeah.
You know what?
Snoop Dogg. Do you know what? Snoop Dogg was a great host. He killed it. I love Snoop Dogg.
I don't know if Miz is paid enough, but Miz needs to be paid more because
Miz is
Miz can
fantastic.
literally do anything that they need him to do. Like he could just fit in anywhere in the card. But yeah, we almost forgot to talk about Leapfrog McMahon.
But that was funny though. That was funny. I think it
We
made the
should
segment even more
listen.
better.
We shouldn't laugh at injuries, right? We don't usually
No, we
laugh at
shouldn't. But
injuries.
it was just
But it's
unexpected,
Shane
and
McMahon. It's Shane McMahon. It's Shane O'Mac.
yeah,
It's someone who you're not supposed to take seriously. And then the
and it
fact that
and it made
he
it better though. Let's be real. It made the bloody segment even more better. I hate to say it, but it made it a little bit more funny and entertaining.
the only problem was, how did LA Knight not come out? With my only anger. It's LA WrestleMania.
I knew you and Davey was going to say LA Knight didn't come out. I
Like, could
thought
you
he was
imagine
going
if
to.
he went, it's our WrestleMania. You just heard, yeah. Oh, you would have heard me screaming from England, man. I'd have been like, ah.
Yeah, I honestly, I wish Stone Cold and LA had that segment though. That was rumored to happen. I still want it to happen. Do
It's
it at
gotta happen.
SummerSlam.
It's gotta happen at Philly.
It's gonna
Philly's the
happen in
next one.
Philly, Detroit. Get one of them. Just do it. I want it. I want it now. I want it all, and I want it now. Give me that segment. Give me what I
Me too,
want.
Freddie.
Give me what I want. Right. Main event time.
Ladies and gentlemen. No, I was kidding. So okay. What do you gotta say, Mason, on this one? So
listen. My reaction as soon as Cody lost that match, I was pissed off. You honestly, I could have thrown my phone at the bloody wall. I was fuming because I was like, at the same time. But then I woke up the next day and realized what they're doing, what they are doing, why they're doing this. I get why they're trying to do it now. They're doing a 2012 John Cena comeback story. So Cody Rhodes lost the match, which we'll get to the match itself because the match itself was phenomenal. But
agreed.
it's going to be a redemption story. Cody Rhodes loses it. He goes on this little downhill, but then he finds himself up, gets a rematch of SummerSlam, and wins the title in Detroit. It's a redemption story. People are moaning and groaning, but people do not realize they're doing a storyline. I know Roman should. I get why people were mad because maybe this was the time Cody doing it, but I get why they're also doing it at the same time because they're making it a storyline into another storyline, a redemption story. So the story. So basically, they were doing a storyline of I need to finish the story and blah blah blah. But now what they're going to do is have a redemption story instead of the story. You get what I mean?
I get
So
you. Here's the
that's
thing.
why they're trying to do it. But I get why people are mad. And at first, I was mad. I admit, I wanted Cody to win so badly. That's how bad of a. That's how, you know, because obviously at this point, I'm going to be honest, I thought this was the time for Roman. But then I kind of get what they're doing. So, but what was your
point. I get
was
your
your
point. If it was anyone else besides Vince McMahon, I would agree with you that they're gonna do this kind of a long time story. With Vince back in charge, I don't buy it personally. But before then, like, do you believe the fact that the end of the match was known for like a month? Do you believe that?
I don't believe it.
That's the rumors. So here's the thing. I get what people are saying, and I get your point. My argument with that would be he's already had his redemption. Like everyone, I see so many comments of like, this was too easy for him. It's been too easy. Would you not argue, in my opinion, is it not worth arguing that Stardust, Evolution, leaving, coming back, tearing his quad out of his
Evolution.
neck.
Was he went in Evolution and went Legacy?
Legacy. Leaving, coming back, tearing his pec, coming back at the Royal Rumble, like I feel like he already had a redemption arc there for him. And I told you, you saw the thing I posted on YouTube. I was willing to live with the results at Clash of the Castle because you don't do it at Clash of the Castle, you do it at WrestleMania. I
Yeah.
was willing to live with you don't do it like Sammy being over, incredibly over in Canada. I said I get why they're not doing that. Whether or not you like it or not, WWE is American. They need to make sure that their person is going to be over in America long term. You do it at WrestleMania. What are you going to do now? Like, are you going to have him take the belt at SummerSlam? Are you going to have him take it at Money in the Bank? Like, you're going to.
He's not at Money in the Bank, Roman. So
That's not. For that, you might as well just wait until next WrestleMania. And now we're going to have a year of him. Like, I just don't buy Vince doing a year-long story. If it's still Triple H, then I will be patient. But
yeah.
I don't buy Vic McMahon doing a year-long. Like, I don't think he needed a redemption arc when he already had one in place. I get where people are coming from. That was my frustration was you keep like they keep missing the opportunity.
Yeah.
And for me, it felt like they were just chasing the moment instead of the storyline. Like they had the storyline that they needed to have, and the moment of everyone going, "Oh my gosh, how did he retain?" Like, have you seen all the reactions? WWE has been posting reactions all week of people just either completely shocked or elated that he won, and it feels just like that old WWE.
I gotta give credit to my man Christian Miracle if he's watching this. He was at WrestleMania with my other good friend Josh, and when
Nice.
he was doing this sign, the what was it, the tribal chief sign at Torn when Roman Reigns went, and all you could see is this woman in the back going like this, and then my mate was filming it, vlogging it, and then you could see the woman behind was going this to him. I thought Roman's got some heat, man. Roman's got some heat, but and then you saw the I give credit to Roman though because he did play. I know people were
absolutely
hating it, but he played off his heel caps in that press conference so well.
No,
I'll give him credit.
I
for that.
agree with that. Like, I just felt like that they missed. I felt like they missed the window. But and
I thought the ending was disappointing because why would literally Solo literally just went, okay, I'm going to the back and going to put my hoodie on, put my hoodie over. Okay, here I am. I'm in a hoodie. Boom. 1, 2, 3. This man just come out in a hoodie.
Yeah.
Oh wow! Great bloody camouflage.
So like I would have loved it, right? If that's what the Bloodline ended for good. Roman goes off because Roman's gonna be gone and stuff. Paul Heyman gets with Gunther. Now that would have been something, man. And Gunther would be a next challenger to take on Cody. Maybe they split the belts at SummerSlam.
They need to split that title belt. I hate it's just actually so annoying.
Like, I get the whole thing about with Roman being gone so often, it feels important when he's around. But to me,
it reminds me of Brock Lesnar.
Your champion needs to be more present than that, in my opinion. I like fighting champions like Gunther.
That's what I do.
Gunther has put that belt on the line a lot.
And Roman was, to be fair, Roman was doing it for 2 years. Roman was doing it for the Universal
and I don't blame
Champion.
him.
And then it came to WrestleMania 38, and he started announcing he was doing like less matches. I was like, oh, God. I knew this was gonna. It was like, oh, great, he's gonna turn into Brock Lesnar.
I don't blame him. Get that money. You can make that money with that schedule. Who wouldn't take that? Like, I don't blame him at all. But I just feel like it felt too safe to keep it on Roman.
Yeah.
In my opinion. But the match was sensational. Like,
the match was great. Honestly, fantastic.
When he got that bionic elbow, I legitimately jumped out of my chair. I was like, ah! Like, they got the emotions. Like, and Reigns is so good at getting emotions out of people. Like, I don't think people take enough stock at how good his heel work really is.
He's
Like I
brilliant.
think back at the Clash of the Castle, Elimination Chamber,
Oh, that
where
was great.
where he was like beating up Sammy next to his family. And he's like, I didn't want this. He's like, he did this, and I was like, you can almost kind of see where he's coming from in a
Yeah,
twisted sense. Like I always say, the best villain is where you can see where they're coming from, even if you don't agree with them. Like
yeah,
Thanos, you can kind of see what Thanos is coming from. Doesn't mean you have to like what they're doing.
yeah.
And like Roman is a very underrated heel, in my opinion. I think people get lost with the whole bloodline thing and Paul Heyman and all that. Roman himself, he's a very good heel. But
But we had to wait literally God knows how many years for that. Like, we had to wait
7,
6 years.
six, yeah, 6, 7 years.
Yes. No. Yeah, 6 years
You
for
remember
that.
he used to have blue eyes? He used to have blue contacts. They were trying to turn him into like the white boy baby face is all I could really call it. Like, if I have to be honest with you, man, like that's what they were trying to do. But
I remember that. I remember it from yesterday. It was.
so okay, what are we giving night 2?
I don't think it was bad. I'd give it
An 8,
7.5. 7.5.
7.5? I could live with
7.5 to 8.
7.5.
You know, there was a couple of bombers. Well, I don't know. Actually, no. There wasn't any. I think the women's match was the worst match of the whole show, in my opinion. But then the
Fair.
rest of the matches were pretty good, actually. You know, I think it was just a couple booking decisions, in my opinion.
How about
Which,
8.5?
yeah, 8.5, 8.5, 8. I'd probably go 8. I wouldn't go
So
8.5.
9 for 1 and an 8 for 2.
Yeah, I think 2's getting a little bit too much hated. I get why people are annoyed with a couple booking decisions, but
That's fair.
but 8, really good WrestleMania. I think it was better than last year. I think it's been the best one since 33.
Yeah, you
No,
mentioned that.
no. Wait. I'm trying to think. Was 35 good? No, 35 was decent, but
It was decent. No, I would say
uh,
33 probably. I would say that's
yeah,
fair.
33.
Yeah.
Because after 33, 34 was trash. 35 was decent. 36, unfortunately, was the COVID era, but still,
37 started off strong and then it fizzled out, in my opinion.
night 2 was trash. 38, night 1 was amazing, and then night 2 I thought was trash. Night 2 was
Yeah.
awful. But yeah, I think this was good. I think they delivered. Um, I think that stage though is still one of the best stages
Yeah, I
since
asked you
WrestleMania
about that
33.
because I've never paid attention to it, and I was like, I know Mason has mentioned the stages before, so I'm gonna ask him about it.
Yeah, I thought it was one of the best stages since WrestleMania 33.
Yeah,
I thought it was a good stage. I love the whole the post. I like how they put the LED posters of people of the superstars on the stage. I don't know if you saw that.
yeah.
Yeah, it was. I like how they done that and all that. The only thing I was criticised about is there was no open pyro. There was no
That was
opening.
weird. Yeah,
Yeah, I was like,
I didn't realize that.
where's the opening pyro? Because they had pyro there.
Yeah,
It was like,
maybe they all left it for Cody when his 18,000 pyro. That
oh,
he's gonna...
that was. I can't wait for England. You know what? As an Englishman, I can't wait for Cody to come to Money in the Bank in the O2 arena. I wish it was at Wembley. 90,000 people, because O2's only got 20,000 people.
Yeah,
O2's not got as many as Wembley, but if it was in Wembley and you had 90 or 80,000 people saying the word, doing that, the woe bit,
whoa, yeah.
yeah, I'm so glad I didn't wake my mum up. Because when Seth Rollins' entrance came up, I sang the hell out. I was going, because it was so early in the morning and my mum was asleep. And then when Cody came up, I had to do it. But I didn't wake my mum up. The only time I did wake up my mum, though, was when I started laughing at the KSI bit. She heard me laughing. She was like, I heard you bloody laugh. I was like, oh.
Sorry, Mom.
Sorry, Mum. It was probably the KSI bit then. I can't help that. It was just so funny. It was like how he randomly KSI just comes out of Prime Ball. It's just, And I made a comment. I said all the little marks now, all the teenagers are now just going to go to Asda the next day and go and buy some Prime bottles and invade Asda. That's what I said on Twitter and all that. But no, great WrestleMania though. Great WrestleMania. But there was a couple booking decisions on night 2 that I did not agree with. But yeah, good
Yeah,
WrestleMania, great WrestleMania. But yeah, that's the podcast today. We've done an hour. Another long one, I think. I think the last one was an hour too. So we've got to get these long ones out. Next up is Backlash on May the 4th. Bad Bunny is hosting. Well,
did you
I
see where
say
they're going?
Puerto Rico.
Yeah, that's the island of my heritage.
Is
Well,
it
how you guys say that, Jose Mourinho? Heritage.
heritage?
Heritage.
Is that where half your family lives or from?
Well, that's where my family's from.
Oh, that's cool.
Like my dad, both sets of my grandparents, they're from Puerto Rico. And then
That's
my mom lived in Puerto Rico for a long time. She was born in Boston, but she lived in Puerto Rico. So Puerto
that's cool.
Rico's that's through my blood. Like I still don't entirely know what Bad Bunny does for music.
He's more of a
He's
hip hop,
reggaeton, isn't he? Right?
and he sings Puerto Rico. Yeah,
But you know what? He could throw a Canadian destroyer, so that's good enough for me.
I mean he can go through a table and sell. So
Yeah. Oh man,
yeah.
what do you think about Finn flying through the table? That
Oh,
looked like that sucked. That looked like that sucked.
it sucked.
Like I felt like when he did that, I was like, oh, damn, that looked painful.
Oh, I thought you meant it sucked. It looked bad. I thought you meant it looked bad. I thought it
No,
was
like
good.
it looked like it sucked.
Oh, I thought you meant
Yeah.
it looked bad. I thought,
No, I mean he sold that really well.
yeah, but yeah, great match. Backlash Puerto Rico,
Isn't it May the 4th?
May the no May the 6th. Not May
Ah,
the
damn.
4th would be with you. I'm joking. I looked on my calendar. It's May the 6th.
And you know what? We need to get together because you need to get on your AEW because I think Double or Nothing is around that time too.
Yeah. I'll watch the pay per view. I'll see what it's like. But I'm invested with what storyline is it? The MGF Darby Allin Sammy Guevara storyline at the moment. What's going on with them? Like, I'm
Did you
kind of
see
like,
that Edge? Can you see that Christian is talking about going back to WWE?
I'd love for Christian and Edge reunite. It would just, I know people say, but they're old timers. Why do you like them? Because Edge is great. Christian can still
Because
good.
they're better than some of the people now.
And there's some that, yeah, you don't know Christian and Edge. They are literally one of the greatest tag teams. They were so good. I mean, you had Kurt Angle and them two back in the days just playing the ukuleles and wearing buck tooth and all that back in the Attitude Era. It was just good old times.
Yeah.
And yeah, Christian and Edge is just, I love Christian to come back if he's used right, of course, because if he's not.
Didn't Edge hit the kill switch?
Yeah, he did.
He did. I thought okay. I thought I was going crazy. I was like, oh, it's the unprettier. It's always the unprettier, not the kill switch.
Yeah.
It's the unprettier.
Yeah, so he did do the kill switch, but yeah, Puerto Rico, May the 6th. I've got to be prepared for that. At least it's on a Saturday and it's not both nights for me. So
and it'll be nice weather too. I might do a watch party.
I honestly, I'm glad it's not 2 nights. Because the only thing about WrestleMania that sucks for me is I have to do it not once but twice.
Yeah,
and I'm so glad. And I'm so glad college ends the next day after Sunday. Because if you imagine me going to college and the teachers would be like, "What's wrong with you?" I'd be like, I've been up since bloody 5 o'clock and I've only had a 2 hours sleep because I stayed up watching WrestleMania, thanks.
Because Roman's still the champion. That's why I'm in a mood.
And I'd be like, why are you in the mood? I said, because the wrong person freaking run. Don't piss me off.
So don't get me started on Bianca.
And yeah, don't get me started on Bianca. She's boring. you know? And but yeah. Anyway, great show. Vince is back. So let's just all cry.
Yeah, Mason, I'm not letting it go. You're not gonna sit there and tell me TK is as bad as Vince. I'm not having this.
He's still bad. He's still bad. I think Tony Khan's the most overrated booker. I don't know how he's still got promote of the year. I don't know how he got that.
Because nobody watches Impact.
Why did Triple H get it then?
Was he there for the whole year? Is it maybe because he wasn't there for the whole year?
I don't know, but Tony Khan was shit.
I forgot that. I forgot that he. I don't think he deserves that.
Tony Khan was good for the first year or two, and then he started bring. I think he's not the greatest promoter, and he's not the greatest booker. I think he's kind of overrated.
He's like Todd Bowley. He just keeps hiring too many people.
He does, and that's the annoying bit. He needs to stop being like WCW and invest in young stars. He's
Oh,
got to start doing that.
that's a fair point.
You know,
That's a fair
you
point.
keep investing in WWE guys, you're gonna end up thinking, "Oh crap, I've got too much people. Let's put them on Dark." People don't pay. You know, people watch Dark and think, "Oh wow, they're on Dark." Dark is like main event basically.
Yeah.
Superstars of WWE's crap and Rampage. People mainly, if you get onto Dynamite, you've made it. You know, if you want a storyline on that, you're good. But if you're put on Dark and Rampage, you basically got no storyline. They've got nothing for you. And I'm telling you now, right, Paige sucks. What is the point
Yeah.
of her being in the ring?
She's brought down Tony Storm, in my opinion.
She said she can't take any bumps. So what are you doing in a freaking wrestling ring? Doing a wrestling matches then?
Yeah.
Oh
I think
my
Tony Storm
God.
was better before she got involved with Paige. I think that's brought her down.
Honestly, Paige is the most over. Paige and the Bella Twins are the most overrated. I hate to say it.
That's fair.
As a local Norwich girl, she's overrated.
Hey,
The only,
you
the
can't
only
you
thing
can't like them just because they're from your area.
that my local superstar, unfortunately.
What
And
do you guys got? You guys got
she's probably famous for something else other than wrestling, which I don't want to say. For God's sake.
you guys go by like what, regions, counties? What do you guys go by like?
County counties are like counties for us are like I'm in Norfolk. It's like a thing. A county for us is like Norfolk from Suffolk. It's like different names and all that.
Right.
So that's basically what it is. And then regions.
Like I feel like America splits itself into regions. Like you got the Northeast, you got the South,
No, we don't have that. We have
Midwest, shit like
southwest.
that. You know,
We have southwest, north, and east.
yeah. Like
We have
for
four.
example, I tell you, technically Rollins is from. He's considered a local guy, even though he's like 200 miles away from where I live. But he's in the same general region, like so he's considered a local dude,
Yeah, I get you.
and stuff like that. But we're a bigger country, so it's probably because of that.
That's probably why then.
But you know what? Your homework assignment is: do you guys have a line that just cuts north and south? Like we have a line in America where we say that's the north and that's the south. It's the Mason-Dixon line. Do you guys have something like that, or is it like a feel? Because I always hear from Cultaholic, them Southerners, them soft Southerners, which is funny because in America,
South
that's the
Southerners.
Northerners.
That's like London and all that. South Southerners because it's from South and all that. So
like from London south is what you consider like the South.
South is like hard to say. South is like more London way and all that.
So London
I'm in the east bit basically. Where I am, we have the east bit. Then you have London and all that. That's the east, and Manchester, Birmingham, Liverpool, Leeds, and all that north. And then west is Newcastle and all that.
Where in Birmingham be the Midlands?
Yeah, it's Midlands in north basically. North.
Oh, they're kind of like one and the same.
Yeah, kind of in the same, like Manchester, Derby, and then west is like Devon, which is a place. I think
is that near
Newcastle.
Plymouth?
I think it's kind of close. I think Plymouth is near there.
I know Plymouth because of Plymouth Argyle.
Yeah, Plymouth. I think is in west. If I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
If you just research it, research.
I mean, I didn't know if you guys had like a line like we do. Like we have a line you could point to and say
on the map. We just have
it's more like a field.
A map, yeah, a field where it says London.
Right.
That's on the south bit, and the east bit has like Norwich and all that, and then
so like the south is like all like the tourist spots, like
London,
Brighton, and
Brighton, Bournemouth,
Southampton,
Southampton, London, yeah.
All right, fair enough.
And then north, and south, but yeah, that was a great geography, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. If you are from America, I hope you enjoyed that. But yeah, anyway, thank you for watching. It's been a great stream, and yeah, we'll be back very soon with hopefully another pay-per-view review. And until then, see you all later. Bye for now.